In this video, we are going to continue working on bringing files into the Sketchup folder, or the Sketchup project. We've already used one file to create the pattern that became a material for this wall. We've also created a new material based on a color. Now what you're going to be doing is bringing in the images that you found on the Art Institute's website. And then they'll be placed in the pavilion. So I'm going to now go to the Art Institute website and show you what image I'm planning on bringing in. It's this one right here. Trying to look for images that maybe have color palettes that don't conflict too much with the colors that I've already brought into the project. Once you've found one, and before you make your selection, you want to go to find more information about that file or that image. What we're looking for is the size information. So this one is 81 inches high by 100¼ inches wide. Why I need to know that is because it needs to be not too small, but not too big so that it fits on the wall of my pavilion. My pavilion walls are 96 inches, so this 81-inch height will be fine for that. When you download the image, you want to go back to this view, right click on it, and then save the image. I noticed when I tried to save the image from here, it got some of the white space around it, which affected the proportions of the artwork. So I want to avoid that. So you're going to right click and save the image to your machine. And, you know, obviously, or maybe not obviously, but for those of you that have already done some work in the cloud, you want to make sure you're saving it to the cloud, not to your personal device. So now I've saved it, and you'll notice that I put the name of the artwork and the artist in here. That will make it much easier later to find what I'm looking for. And now I'm going to go back to Sketchup. All right, I'm in one of my scenes, but to kind of get myself oriented, I'm going to go to, first of all, I'm going to change it to a parallel projection, and I'm going to go to the front view. So I'm going to, I can move it around later, but for now, what I want to do is bring it in to this orientation of view so it's parallel to one of my walls. How to bring it in? Go to File, Import, look for the file, and click on Import. Click a point and give it a rough size, okay? So I can see now that it is maybe located on the other side of the wall, and that's fine. I'm going to go to my standard views and to ISO, and I'm going to click on it. It's already selected, and I'm going to move it forward a little bit so that I can see the whole image, and I'll go back to the front, make sure it's where I think it is, and it is. All right. While it's selected, what you want to do is go to the entity information and scroll down till you see the width and the height. Okay, you may have to select these advanced attributes in order to get that information to appear. So my width, let's see if I change this, does it affect the height? 100.25 inches was the height of my image, and you can see it automatically adjusted the height or the width of basically it kept it in proportion. So let's go back to an ISO view, and I'm going to pan here. We'll zoom in a little closer. All right. Now, in order to make it a little easier to move this image around, what I'm going to do is give it a little bit of thickness. First step, however, is going to be to select it and right click on it and explode it. Now you can see it is a surface that I can now extrude. So what I'm going to do is use the 3D orbit and roll around to the back. And I'm going to use the press pull tool and click on it and give it just a little bit of thickness, 1 inch. Right, so now you can see when I zoom in that it's something, and this will allow me to grab it more easily and again manipulate it a little bit more. Now I'm going to zoom, or I'm going to orbit back to the front, and I'm going to select everything there, right click, make group. All right, now we haven't created tags for this, so let's get a tag called artwork. It'd be better because who knows what it's going to be. And should have this new tag in there. Okay, let me just check something. Okay, I'm not sure what I had pressed before, but I wasn't seeing my original tags, so now they're here. I think I may have done a folder instead. It needs to be a tag, and it's going to be called artwork. Okay, now if you click on the group that you made, you can now put it on that layer. And now I'm able to locate it on a wall. I don't know exactly where I want to put it just quite yet, but I do know that I want it to be on one of these surfaces. And so I'm going to temporarily put it at the corner of that wall. And then from top view, where did it go? It's a big question. Let's go back to the front. Here it is. It's selected. I'm going to go to, let's say, the left view. There it is. And I'm going to move it to the face there. Again, is 1 inch. So I'll just put in 1 inch. And now it should be visible from the front side. There it is. And I can move it around someplace on the wall. For now, I'm just going to eyeball it. And I can move it up so it's not sitting on the ground. Let's move it up 12 inches. Okay, it's going to be a little close to the top. Let's move it down maybe 3 inches there. It'll be a little off-centered vertically, but basically a little below the wall. So you're going to repeat this process for 2 additional images. You'll have 3 pieces of artwork in your pavilion, and they can be on different walls. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and then we'll move on to wrapping up this assignment.